Hey everyone, it's Greg, and it is Unbreakable, the podcast. Friday, January 26th. Almost done January. Listen, so Melanie, brand new key. I got a brand new. You got a brand new key. Melanie, God bless her. Rest in peace. She just passed away. She was one of three female artists who performed at Woodstock. 500,000 people. They did an interview with her. She said she was scared to death. They got her in there with the helicopter, you know. Woodstock, it is this farm, 1969, and all this like a 3-day concert, all kinds of people. There's just the Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix played there. It was iconic. And then Melanie played there. And it's really the only song I know. But she was an icon, and she was, and another one of our great artists of the 60s. God, Bud, what are you doing here? Here's Bud right here. Bud. Today, well, first of all, I got to tell you, I'm wearing my Ron Jaworski old school style jersey, number 7. And this is really, look, I got the handle to it. And this is really a ratty. Look how ratty it is, huh? Look at the sleeves. See, this is like a vintage 1980 Jaworski jersey. Now, a lot of people would say, throw it away. It's ratty. It's really, it doesn't have holes in it, but it's really worn, and I've gotten a lot of wear on shit. But I would never throw the shirt away. Number one, it's the Ron Jaworski, the Polish rifle himself, the quarterback who led the Eagles to the first Super Bowl back in 1880. Yeah, they lost. Okay, they lost. All right, bud. All right, I'm gonna give you some treats. They lost, but the Polish rifle led them to the NFC Championship. They beat the evil Dallas Cowboys that year at the vet. And that was a great Eagle team back then with Harold Carmichael, Bill Berkey, Wilbert Montgomery, right? Dick Vermeil was the coach. What a great team. What a great team. I really thought they were going to beat the Oakland Raiders in the Super Bowl that year, but it wasn't meant to be. But I'm sorry, lead treats. I need to get one out for the board. So Ron Jaworski, you might think of him as an elderly gentleman who talks about football after the Eagles games, and he seems to be everywhere, making predictions. He owns things like golf courses and restaurants. He's an entrepreneur too, and really a nice guy. He seems I never met him, but he seems this guy. But little excuse my reach there. Look at this. Look at this. That? Do you want one? This is for Bud. Here you go, my friend. All right. Ron Jaworski was a heck of an athlete. He was a real drop back pocket pass. I mean, he didn't run or anything hardly. He just threw the ball. And that's why they called him from Youngstown State. That was his college. And they called him the Polish rifle because Jaworski, he was Polish. He is Polish. He's still Polish. And he was a rifle. He had his arm. It was terrific. He could throw the ball all the way down the field. I have a little bit of the Polish too. The Polish. I love my Polish food. Like pierogies, halushki, halupki, poppy seed nut roll. All the people out there, especially from around where I live, know what I'm talking about. Right? It's great. It's great. And I'm proud of my Polish heritage. I had a little bit of Slovak in there too with me. And all kinds of stuff, Hungarian, all kinds of stuff. But Ron Jaworski one of my favorite Eagles ever. Mr. Jaworski, if you're out there watching this, kudos to you. Thank you for all the memories there. And I wear your jersey proudly, number 7 there. And I'm not throwing the damn thing away. I tell you another reason why I'm not throwing the damn thing away is because this jersey was given to me by my good friend, Steve Trevelise. Yes, the same Steve Trevelise, the famous Steve Trevelise, the DJ who does overnights on WIP Sports Radio on the weekends. And he and I have been friends a long, long time. And he's a great guy. And he's a big Beatles fan like I am. And I don't know if it was Christmas or birthday or whatever, he sent me this jersey. How about that? Yeah. So I wear it with pride. And I love it. And it's old school, like me. I'm old school too. All right, bud. All right, so we're going to talk about the football playoffs today. I promise you we're going to do that because I have a pretty good handle on these games. There you go. Hey, you know what? Before I do that, today is National Spouse Day. National Spouse Day. Do you have a spouse? And if you do have a spouse, it's National Spouse Day. Be good to that spouse. And he specifically, do you remember TV spouses? I go way back. So I remember like Lucy and Ricky, Ozzie and Harriet, Ralph and Alice from the Honeymooners, right? And then you would go into the 60s and 70s. You remember Archie and Edith, Bunker. And, and as much as Archie and Edith used to go back and forth there, I think they really loved each other. But Mike and Carol Brady from the Brady Bunch, and I love the Brady Bunch. And so you think about all these iconic spouses, TV spouses over the years, and those are some of my favorites. But I love Ricky and Lucy. Oh my God. Someday we're going to have to talk about I Love Lucy. There are so many great episodes there. When Lucy stomps the grapes in Italy, and then she ends up throwing the grapes at the person in there with her stomping the grapes, and then they wrestle in the grapes, and the grapes are flying all around and gets in Lucy's hair. It's a great episode. Anyway, so we'll talk. So, here you go, big guy. Man, Daddy loves you. All right, so the games. I'm starting at a pretty good hand of these games this weekend, And the championship games, whoever wins this weekend goes to the Super in 2 weeks. So let's talk about the first game, which is Kansas City at Baltimore. Well, I already told you before the playoffs begin, I picked Baltimore to win the Super Bowl. And I still feel that way. I feel Baltimore has the most complete team, defense, offense, special teams. Baltimore has home field advantage. If it's not supposed to play, the weather's supposed to be okay. So, really mild for this time. Yep. Cloudy, maybe chance of rain, but I think it's going to be okay. But I know so I don't think weather's going to have too much noise. Kansas City, they're like this, like a reptile. Yeah, they're not, you can't, the old saying, you got cut the head off of a snake to kill the snake. Well, that's how I think of Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, you got to give Patrick Mahomes a lot of credit. He is like the best underdog quarterback ever. If you're giving Patrick Mahomes points, like last week in Buffalo, you're just asking for trouble in the vote against Patrick Mahomes. Well, it seems like Travis Kelce is back to where he used to be. And Kansas City has great defense. But There's always one. As much as I love Patrick Mahomes, as much as there he is, there's our Dudster. As much as I hate to play against him, I have to. Because number one, Kansas City is on the road again. Number two, Baltimore's defense, I think it's going to be really good enough to get after those containing. And you know, Kansas City just doesn't have the explosiveness as they used to. No Tyreek Hill. The receivers did a good job of so against Buffalo, but the receivers dropped a lot of drop passes this year. Kelsey wasn't himself. Let's see how he is Sunday. Pacheco is a good runner, and the defense will keep him. I think it's going to be a close game. Don't get me wrong, but I think in the end, Baltimore will win. Baltimore will win on Sunday. Baltimore will cover them. And it's a 3 or 3.5 spell. I said Baltimore 23, Kansas City 17. Right? That's what I said. Baltimore, the Ravens will go on to the sea. And then, yes, the Detroit Lions, next up, it just sound funny exact words. Yeah? 9 vaccines. 31, as we say. Well, I look at it this way. 40 members. I don't know if it's enough. But they really just like sleeping package ones. I don't really have package have it. I just don't not really convinced of the I gotta see them. I gotta see a little bit more. Not really do to get chance. Get NFC championship game. The media stuff and he also had the season and he's in the contention for the MVP. Although I think of Lamar Jackson, Ravens football. But what are you telling? Come back and see us. But come back and see us. Give me a hard time. But I like yes, but I like the Lions. Cut to the chase. I like the Lions +7. I see it's even going for 7. You get 7.5 jumping. The Lions are explosive. Maybe the Lions won't win this game, although I think they have a pretty good chance of winning. I really do. The 49ers aren't everything they're cracked up to be. They beat the Eagles. They thrashed the Eagles, but the Eagles suck. We didn't know it back then that the Eagles were so bad, right? The 49ers, to me, you've got a really good team. And I think George Kittle is going to have a big game again. Receivers. If Deebo Samuel can't play, or if he's not 100%, that's going to hurt the 49ers. I saw statistics. The 49ers are 0-5 when they play without Deebo Samuel. Now, like I said, Samuel may play, but is he going to be 100%? We don't know. Christian McCaffrey. You got to give it to the guys that help a player. But I don't like the 49ers defense. I like the Lions offensive line. The Lions are explosive with Williams, St. Brown, Laporta, Zach Ertz, Montgomery, Gibbs, Jared Goff, I think is coming into his own as a quarterback. And don't forget, Jared Goff went to college at Cal. So he's very used to that location and the weather in Northern California. I like the coach. I like the Dan Campbell that takes chances. Sometimes he's a little goofy, and he takes really stupid chances, but he's a motivator. If you noticed last week, the Lions were tied with the Buccaneers, 10-10 in half. Second half, the Lions came out and the pedal to the metal, and they crushed the Tampa Bay Bucs. I think Dan Campbell got those guys in the locker room. He said, look, I'm going to knock some heads together here if you guys don't start to play well. Come on. And they did. I just think, the Lions have never been to a Super Bowl. Never. They're one of 4 teams never to have been to a Super Bowl, never to have won a Super Bowl. I'm going to go out with limb and say, not only did the Lions cover this week, but the Lions are going to damn it. Lions, Ravens, Super Bowl. Now, I may be totally wrong. Of course, I have a show tomorrow, but I may be on Monday and say, don't. But that's my pick. The Lions, Ravens get to the Super Bowl. There you go. So let's see what happens. Anyway, okay, I guess that's the show for today. Bud, you want to say something there before the name? No, he's very quiet today. Did you notice that? Very quiet. All right, Bud. He's contemplating it. He's pondering. He's pondering. Anyway, all right, so everybody have a great day. TGIF. Have a great weekend. I will be back tomorrow, Saturday, to talk some more crap. And happy Spouse Day, everybody. And go. Ron Jaworski. The Polish Red Bull stuff. Number 7. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.